Yes, the starting four in the centre for the Hawks: Taylor, Sewell, Crawford, and of course Mitchell. And for the West Coast, Cox, Morton, Judd, and Prittis.
So away we go at Aurora Stadium. Brett Rosebery sets them in motion, and Shane Crawford just couldn't hold Judd. Wasn't that brilliant? To Wipunda to Hunter. Brilliant start by the Eagles. Rowan Jones now probing forward into the wind. Croat attacking it dangerously, leaving himself exposed. Hanson blazing. The goal is guarded. Staker there. Gillum with him. Guerra on his wrong side. Doesn't quite know where to go. Did it pretty well to Lewis. It's still alive. Everyone stopped, and he has a target. And his target is Taylor.
Taylor after Birchall, back in his home state for this game this afternoon. Guerra gets around Morton okay. Back to the running Taylor, who kicks it beautifully onto the chest of McGlynn, who's been very impressive so far this season. Sewell running hard. He's got a loose player over the top. Bateman, here's a chance for Hawthorn. Bateman kicks into the pocket. Roughhead. Can he hold on? He can. And Jared Roughhead has marked 35 metres from goal. Angle is acute. He stands outside the boundary line.
Great build-up. That Franklin, which he believes played up the ground and been picked up by Hunter.
So Jared Roughhead, an opportunity. The first score of the afternoon. It's across the face and through for one behind. Difficult shot, early stages.
The local knowledge didn't really help him.
No, Tim, and we've got a lot of your local knowledge from being a boy from this area, and that breeze
coming from the north, Malcolm, and
with a bit of westerly in it.
A little bit of westerly in it, I would think. So okay. It's actually blowing out to that pocket on the far side where Roughhead missed. The Eagles work it up the halfback flank to Selwood, and they'll be looking to hold Hawthorn into the wind. Taylor in the way, and he's been paid a free kick by Brett Rosebery. The umpires, Rosebery, Martin Ellis, and Tasmanian Scott Jeffrey. Hawks work the ball by hand to Birchall. Taylor, this is untidy. Now Brown, what a steady and aggressive defender he's become. Young, the long ball, standing tall. Big Cox, and does it confidently in the Fletcher direction, maybe overly so. Fletcher, a good tackle on Franklin. Great stuff. Judd couldn't break this time. Sewell wasn't giving him a centimetre. Cox to Wipunda. The Eagles captain for the day, and here goes Judd. Sewell's got him again. Terrific effort. It's game on here at Aurora.
Advantage play. The Hawks away. Young slips it. Birchall's been busy early. Kicks inside, attacking 50. Boyle, not quite. Well played by Jones. Hunter in support, but the West Coast under pressure early. McGlynn got a favourable bounce off the Bateman, who runs inside, attacking 50. Great smother coming from Jones. Hawks still a chance here. They've got the numbers around the football. Boyle fighting hard at ground level. Stengline out to Jones. He's tackled. Without it, he was done. Free kick to the West Coast in the back pocket.
Gee, this is a fantastic start. This is quick as.
There's the chase from Brad Sewell, just pulling Judd off the kick. Yes, there's real spirit, real ginger in this game. Selwood, the only score, that Roughhead behind. Selwood taking it too wide. It's gone out on the full, and that's the bit of westerly in that breeze, Malcolm, that you so astutely picked up on.
And Tim, did you kick many goals? Which was your favourite pocket here when you were kicking for goal?
Oh, I loved the little shot from right on the behind post in the right forward pocket, favouring my left foot draw. Lewis is on the end of this kick from Brown.
Now he's got this left foot, right forward pocket. Is this what you practiced?
No, he's in the left forward pocket. So he's actually got to bend it back. Depending on the seam of the ball, he might or might not be a chance, Malcolm.
Excellent. Should favour this kick though, shouldn't it? Should just float back on the breeze, this.
Yes, it should. He has done it beautifully, and the Hawks have made a good start and lead by...
It's that.
Alistair Clarkson, good start by his Hawks. Jordan Lewis, fourth in the AFL of disposals this season. So back in the centre, Taylor's been prominent early. Sewell kept the hands free. Well tackled though by Prittis, and umpires deciding to bounce.
Michael, here is the best tagging lesson you've ever seen. Sewell comes from opposite Judd at the centre bounce. Now he's from the first bounce. You see him alongside him now. Good lesson for every player. We'll get back to that later.
Cox and Taylor go at it again. We're putting desperate stuff from McGlynn. He earns the free kick. That's great stuff from McGlynn. Sweeps the handball wide to Bateman. Hawthorn have started well here. No, the ball's got to come back.
Thanks, mate. That's it.
And Ben McGlynn, number 2 in the AFL for inside 50s. So he hands it off to Ladson this time. Good chase from Hansen. Ladson kicks it inside, attacking 50. Hodge not quite. Tries to break a tackle. Sewell. Bateman. Well done, Judd. Couldn't quite get him off to Mitchell. Mitchell runs to 35, left foot. It's a goal. It's a second to the Hawks.
Sam Mitchell kicking the Hawks second, courtesy of brilliant creative handball from Bateman. Releasing him, setting him up, and Mitchell is good on either side of his body. Early worries for John Worsfold. Nothing appalling about the Hawks in the early part. 13-point lead, but with the wind. Cox to Judd and Prittis and Selwood, who's had it 3 times. Just has to bomb aimlessly here and hope for Rowan Jones, who has nothing on the end of that. Guerra covers it, and Campbell Brown laid a very strong shepherd. Birchall on his wrong side. Ladson, and back to Guerra. Hawthorn methodical and cool in defence. And now it's taken to Taylor.
Got to be a bit careful here, Tim. You can waste this breeze if you keep chipping it round too much today. I wouldn't want the Hawks to spend half the quarter doing this. It's going to be against them.
Now McGlynn in the shadows of the old northern stand. The kick somehow found its way to Crode, to Franklin. Can he get onto his left? He has to defend with the kick. Brown a good man to defend to. Now Bateman, who has started well with the reins of leadership in his hands. Guerra, Crode, and a Crode shepherd for Guerra's kick. Nothing there. Eagles with numbers, 3-on-1. Glass, Cox. And a good kick to Hunter.
Hunter now at half-back in space. He's got plenty of options. Stephen Armstrong back in the West Coast side this afternoon. Accepts on the wing. Kicks it short. It's okay. Mark's taken in half forward by Morton, who chips it back inboard to Hunter. Now he's called to play on Adam Hunter. Handball to Rowan Jones. Fiddling at the moment, West Coast sweeps it wide. Rosa, 60 from goal. Wobbly old kick to a central location. Weirpunda didn't arrive in time. McGlynn. Handball to Mitchell. Looping handball is okay. Campbell off to Lewis. And again they run it with handball into the centre. Sewell has got a prop. Now he can use the football. Long tall, 1-out contest in the goal square. Boyle too good. Good stuff. Tim Boyle's mark, 20 metres from goal. Good on old one-on-one contest there, Malcolm. And I think he just positioned himself better than Brett Jones and accepts the chest mark.
Well, it was. The Eagles gave up a pretty easy ball in their forward line, and that kick is blowing that way. That Eagles player will learn to stand that side because the ball will go that way. A very simple defensive mistake made there.
Yes. 8-6 from set shots so far in the season. Kicks from 25 and kicks Hawthorn's third. They're off to a flyer.
So Hawthorn with 3 unanswered goals, more than winning this quarter, despite the fact that they have the breeze. Stenglein in hard from out on the wing. Judd in the midst of it too, but Hawthorn have the Eagles under pressure.
Nothing there. Try and keep it moving if we can. Thanks, Michael.
Look at those entries, 8-2, and the Eagles had the first one.
Interesting, Malcolm Staker, a loose player in the Hawthorn forward line.
I was just looking there to see how many players they had. I thought John Worsfold hasn't done it, but he finally has. And look, on a windy day, see, this is different. I mean, he's waited to see how this team's going. He didn't go out with a game plan and said, I want to put 40 blokes back. He's just waiting to let the game unfold. So I reckon that's smarter coaching.
So it's not a blight on the game then?
No, now I'm going to get onto that. Read 13 articles during the week about a game last week, and I got to mention 14 times.
Were you that bad when you played?
Yeah, must have been.
Cox thrown out of it by Campbell, who's now rucking, and eventually the Eagles get a free kick, but I'm not sure that it went to the right man. Selwood yet again, off to Prittis. The Eagles still looking for their first goal. Hansen will have a couple coming at him. Hand pass finds its way to Stenglein. Prittis, Selwood yet again, their biggest possession earner, and that's neat. Staker, distance probably beyond him.
And what he did, Michael caught it right, sat back, waited to see who got the ball, and then still went attacking.
Yep.
It was really that quick kick out the centre that John Worsfold wants to stop. That quick goal.
Get a look at the wind here. It's going to drag that. That's the westerly in it, Malcolm. And the fact that it dropped short was the northerly, and it's rushed through.
The geography lesson has been unbelievable today.
Ladson to Brown. Decides to just wait. Could have perhaps played on Campbell Brown. What a fabulous last few weeks he's had. Kicks across the ground. Joel Smith, great to see him back in this Hawthorn side. Of course, played last week, second game for the season. Long inside attacking 50. Franklin couldn't quite get there. Controls it superbly at ground level. A snap towards goal. He's kicked it. No, it's touched. It went through, but it was touched right on the line. Some mercurial piece of play there from Lance Franklin. And
all he had to do was learn from his teammate Lewis and kick it up in the air. The wind would have taken it. He's a left footer. I mean, you've got to learn from what your teammates do. A low kick is not the smartest kick in footy. It eliminates. Oh, gee, I don't know why they do it. Anyhow.
Only needed another millimetre. I wouldn't be too harsh on it. Cox to the wing. Judd with 2 to beat, and the numbers prevail.
Yeah, but if they kick it 20 feet or 5 metres, I haven't seen anyone that tall to touch it yet.
No, not even Big Cox.
No.
Bateman to Osborne, and Hawthorn are dangerous again. He's a long way out. The kick's got plenty on it, but plenty of width, and it's out on the full.
Here's a look at the Franklin effort again. Oh, Brett Jones, only just, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if you kick it up in the air, eliminate him.
Yeah, fair enough.
We've
Cox, Waters, bursting clear. Hearn, he just was able to shake the tackle. His kick wasn't great. Birchall, who's been very active in the early part of this game. Centering kick's okay. Campbell off to Crawford. Crawford from 55 sets it up. Franklin in the pack, but too many Eagles there, and Hunter drifts back and takes it. A 3-on-2 contest there in favour of the Eagles. Out to Waters. Brett Jones on the overlap. Now Braun getting involved. Left-handed handball affected. Rowan Jones.
Great handball.
Rose up. Back to Braun. Just getting themselves into a bit of trouble here, but ends with Rowan Jones. Judd. Where will he go? He kicks across the ground. It's okay. Mark taken by Waters.
This is where they've become probably as good as any side in the comp at this handball.
Hearn and Judd string it together. Lacroix, the late inclusion, stuck in front of that pack. Gillen, the clean-up for the Hawks. Good stuff. Hodge, Sewell and Hawthorn playing with great cohesion. Very comfortable here at Aurora Stadium. Osborne now, who's done well, to Bateman, and that's a lovely kick. Oh, Jacobs in unfamiliar territory up forward, just lost his footing there. It should have been an easy mark and just about a certain goal. As it is, the Eagles control the footy. Rowan Jones still under pressure though. Waters, Hawthorn really applying the clamps. Hunter back to Jones, still the pressure. Rosa off to Braun. And now the build-up is on for the Eagles. Morton, who kicked goals last week, and a free kick to Lynch. Against Crode, who's not happy. He's standing about 43 or 4 metres out.
Tim,
but even for Lynch, this won't be easy. He's into the teeth of the wind.
Tim, I've got a theory. Watching this lad kick the last few weeks, he plays with a glove on. Whether he should or shouldn't is not an issue.
You're entitled to your opinion.
All his good kicking is done in general play with the glove on. Why make it different for yourself?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't take the glove off.
Into the wind. He's done it. He is a very powerful kick. The Eagles have their first.
And the glove goes back on Malcolm, and Quinton Lynch, well, 16-22 for the season now, so it hasn't been a great season in terms of kicking for goal for the big West Coast full forward. Seaby decisively, Judge pushed in the back.
He's sitting right on top of him now, Jill. I actually liked it earlier when he was actually coming at him.
So Chris Judd, the captain of the Eagles, kicks wide, cocks the target. Well done, Gillam, got a fist in there and kept his feet importantly. Oh, should have got a high tackle, surely. No, said the umpire. The bounce at half forward. Disappointment there for the Hawks because going forward, certainly was an opportunity missed by Jacobs. Let's get down to Mark Howard. Howie.
Chris, you saw a quick shot of Ash Hansen there. He came off about 2 minutes ago. Looks like he's got a problem with his finger on his right hand. The doctor's just checking him out now.
Okay, so Hearn now in the centre of the ground, kicks towards the lead of Lacroix. Birchall, gave it straight up to Rowan Jones. Here's an opportunity. Lacroix from 20 metres kicks a second goal for the West Coast.
A start full of promise from the Hawks, but some of it undone now. The Eagles back within 7 points and at least back on level terms. Hawthorn with the win. Morton breaks away. Holds it up for Braun, Fletcher, Braun again. A Braun again Eagle. Gives it to Rowan Jones. Back to Morton. Long way out. Needs to sit it up. That's what he does. He has Seaby there. He can't get to the drop. Hodge had him covered. But Hawthorn suddenly are a team defending. He goes to Mitchell. Oh, it's a bad miss. And Hearn's got him. Fell on his back. No free kick. Lynch. Clever with the left. Lacroix their only hope. Plenty against him. He might beat the lot. He does. Braun. Oh, great smother Bateman. That's leadership by the one-week captain. There's an appeal for a deliberate out and it's paid. Free kick to the Eagles. Desperate defence from the Hawks. A little too desperate. Cox, what does he do? Very difficult win from there. Does he run out and drop it onto the left? Does he bend it back? He does the former. He kicks behind the margin, one straight kick.
Interesting stats at there's that smother of Bateman. Hasn't he been terrific?
And let's have a look at the deliberate out if we can. Oh, we just missed it.
Yeah. Handballing. Hawthorn have had 7 more handballs than kicks, and the Eagles have had 15 more handballs than kicks, and that's not unusual in a windy day, Michael.
So Guerra now off to Gillum, who tries to find a target on the wing, and he finds it. Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis, young star, taken number 7 in the draft back in 2004. Joel Smith. Hawthorn need a couple of goals, you would think, to end the quarter with the advantage of this breeze. Jacobs the target and eludes him, bouncing just inside, so a boundary throw in. As we look at this is the deliberate out of bounds against Guerra. Oh. I'll tell you what, I think he might have been going for the points, but just the pressure from Judd forced it to go over the line.
Deflected. I wonder if Judd got a hand in there, which would make it an incorrect decision if that was the case.
Yeah.
So Boyle knocks it down, taken by Glass, well tackled by Ball, but Seaby, Selwood, now Judd, waiting at the back of the pack, chips across the ground to Stengline, Fletcher, handball out to Brett Jones, and Weirpunta did well to get across and assist his teammate and delivers well to Rosa at half-back for the Eagles.
So the Eagles showing their class here, in early trouble in this game, but pulling it back. Rosa might just get through the little gap that Franklin left for him. Didn't dare try. Seaby, good strong mark. Had only Ladson against him. Fletcher now. Clever kick with the left. Hawthorn defence has the numbers. Crode. Pressure for Birchall. Crode helps him out. Now McGlynn. Pretty good first term. Oh, that was good. As he burnt off his opponent. Fletcher gives to Sewell. Keeps it wide. Weirpunta read that to a nicety, taking it ever so calmly on his chest. Now Hunter, and the Eagles have the corridor here. Prittis, not a lot of time. He's put it in the right spot, and that's a strong grab from Rowan Jones.
Jones off quickly, handball to Braun. Braun now in the centre circle, a little undecided, back to Jones. His handball affected, Staker can't take it, but he gets a lucky free kick for being held. So the Eagles a touch lucky there. Kick out wide, and the mark's taken by Braun. He's on with it quickly, kicking towards Morton. Good fist coming from Smith, and the ball over. So a boundary throw in at half forward, this time for the Eagles.
Cox playing forward while Hanson's off, and Gillum has a very tall job on his hands there.
One of the problems in the wind, though, the big blokes don't take a lot of marks. It's just a lot harder for them to get their body lined up.
Lovely ruck work, Seaby to Fletcher, and the little left foot has fallen all right, not paid. Not sure why.
Not 15.
Young just working it out to Mitchell. And it's a willing contest. Late in the opening term, Hawthorn could well be disappointed that that lead has been whittled away to just 6 points, with Judd having a breather, Ash Hansen having his fingers taped, still off. Well done Taylor to Lewis, and it's a good takeaway. Franklin Not in familiar territory there. Guerra. Hawthorn doing it a little hard at the moment. Hodge, good stuff. Crode gives it back to him. Now out wide for Young, who can use his left-sidedness here. And that's a nice-looking ball for Jacobs. Oh, good hands. Strong grab on the lead.
This would be nearly kickable for him if he got his best away. I mean, the breeze is right behind him. It's certainly favouring probably 5 to 7 metres on the kick, I'd say. It's good. It's a good take, isn't it?
Needs to start it right. And let the wind bring it back.
Oh, he hadn't touched it.
He's done it very, very well. It's got enough. It's there. The Hawks lead by 2 goals. What's the breeze worth, Malcolm?
Nothing, I just said. As I said, I've never seen a breeze kick a goal. Or a wind, in fact.
Ah, dear. Back in the centre, Taylor. His handball chopped off by Stengline. Working hard, Hodge. Goes to Weir Punda, who tries to handball it forward. It somehow got to Braun, who uses Stephen Armstrong. Handball out wide. West Coast under pressure, but they're maintaining possession, although Fletcher now gives it up to Lewis, who competes very hard and forces a ball up.
Lovely call, Michael. Now, I've got to come back to you guys. I mean, I've had this debate over a number of years. I mean, I think it's the distance of the kick. It doesn't mean you get a scoreboard. They don't come out at quarter time and say, you're kicking with the wind. Here's 3 goals. You can put them in the bank. Michael, you played a lot.
Yes.
Have you ever seen it happen?
No, I've never seen the breeze or the wind kick a goal, Malcolm, I've got to say. But it certainly helps. McGlynn now runs through the front of the centre square towards Boyle. Oh, Glass worked him out of it and held strong position there. And almost the defenders, when you're kicking into the wind, Malcolm, just positioning themselves at the back. And I think that's probably a wise move, as Glass did on that occasion.
Yeah, you always tend to hide behind something, you defenders.
13 points the margin. Might just about be line ball. Here's Lacroix. Late inclusion for Daniel Chick. Out with a sore knee. Waters, good movement here to Prittis. And moving for him, Hanson, who's back. Was that a free? No, not paid. Physical defence from Campbell Brown. Gillum mops up, goes wide for Jacobs. Distance beyond him there. He's out near the centre on a long ground. Clever collect Boyle. Very good tackle, Glass. Crawford hasn't had a lot of it. That was good. Ladson can have a ping. Terrific smother, though. Staker. Great effort by the boy from Broken Hill. Now Waters. And the Eagles hold up. Fletcher back to Waters. Tough defender. Well done, Ladson, arriving with a double fister.
There's the shot, an attempted shot by Osborne, and a great smother coming from Staker, who has positioned himself in defence in this first quarter. The Eagles kicking against the wind. Seaby, shark by Mitchell. Great handball, sets Ladson away. He's got time. A minute left in the quarter. Feeds it to Lewis, who tries to find a target. Boyle, strong hands. Again, they do it very well, the Hawks. And one thing that's difficult to do, Malcolm, when you're kicking with the wind, is to keep your forward line open. But Hawthorn have been able to do that.
They have. And Helen, he doesn't get a lot of stats, this lad, but how's his hands? He's a terrific jump and mark. That's a really nice jump in front. Instead of trying to walk through the ball, he jumps into it. His marking is very impressive and dangerous.
Well, he's kicked 1 this afternoon. In the last 3 games, he's kicked 8, so really starting to settle into this Hawthorn forward line. Tim Boyle from directly in front, squeezes it home. Another one to Hawthorn.
Started it right, he done well.
Oh dear, that was close. But tell you what, now with the last 2 goals, Hawthorn now perhaps the advantage as we get very close to quarter time.
I think if you were talking, if there was some goal margin with the wind, only if, perhaps 2 or 3 might be a good result. In the old language, Tim?
I reckon it's just about level. Alistair Clarkson couldn't be unhappy with what he's seen. And John Worsfold with his team behind, but well in the game. Wind at their backs in the second term. Into the last half minute of the opening quarter. Neither team would want to concede anything here. Can Hawthorn do some more damage? Sewell to Guerra, they're messing around. Young back to Guerra, still time, good placement. McGlynn needs to get it just right, needs to be quick. and he probably can't see what we can see. He goes for Jacobs, just couldn't hang on, and that'll do it. It has been a thrilling opening term at Aurora Stadium. The underdogs, the Hawks, lead by 19 points. Malcolm Blight.
Yeah, look, I've enjoyed the quarter. The Judd Sewell has lived up to everything. Sewell's got his hands on the ball, so's Judd. I think the forward line work of Hawthorn's been good. Their cooking's been okay. Entertaining first quarter. About even, I'd think, with the Breeze as it stands.
Well, we'll find out more about that Breeze in the second term, but for now, as they go to their first quarter huddle, it is the Hawks by 19 points. Tasmania's umpire of the century bounces the football. Hawthorn have the wind, the Eagles have the ball. The old firm, Fletcher, Judd, high ball, Campbell Brown won't flinch. Hawthorn's footy now.
Brown 30 metres from his own defensive goal. Ladson. Hawks led by 19 points at quarter time using the wind. And the West Coast were able to hit back in the second term and level it up at half time. Brad Sewell, an enthralling battle between he and the champ Chris Judd.
Who's it ever?
14 disposals to Sewell. Judd on 14 as well, having kicked that ball out of the centre a few moments ago. Mitchell's got it. Here's an early opportunity for Hawthorn. Kick towards half forward, rough hand at the back, a mark taken by Hodge. And again we saw the wind carrying the football, and Hodge alert to that and has marked 40 metres from goal directly in front.
One of the discussion points I had with Tim before the game was about Hodge going forward, perhaps with the Breeze, and how he would play in a forward line. Haven't seen him there a lot. Hasn't been a big goal kicker. I'm really looking forward to this if he stays down this end for this quarter.
It'd be a great start. Needs to kick it out to the right of screen and allow the wind to bring it back. Luke Hodge, oh gee, I don't know whether he's done a good enough job. Didn't set it out far enough and the wind had an impact. So behind, it's enough to put the Hawks in front early stages of the third quarter.
Just didn't read the green too well. Staker's ball for West Coast. Shannon Hearn now. Tough midfielder for the West Coast Eagles. Comes from a sporting family. His grandfather, Malcolm, you'd remember, was a South Australian cricketer. Bunga Hearn, back in the 1960s.
Did.
And became, I think, mayor of the Barossa Valley. Back to Staker.
In fact, I think I might have played a few district cricket games against him in my short career.
And the Eagles manoeuvre it very skillfully around that outer wing. Fletcher's got it. He has Rowan Jones short. Difficult spot though. Into the wind, tight angle, and he might need to look for a better offer.
Just been watching Shane Crawford run around. Selwood's got him. I can't say I've seen him there all day. We'll just watch this.
Sits it up, and no one able to mark it. Judd's dangerous. Can't shrug the tacklers. Good stuff from the Hawthorn defence. Ball up the outcome.
When was the last game till three-quarter at half-time? Shane Crawford's had 3 touches. And I have looked, Selwood's been on him a little bit. I won't say all the time.
Now, Campbell Brown there, we've got a complaint. His right eye. He was the one that laid the tackle on Judd. And I don't think he's too happy with Chris Judd. Umpire just throws it up straight away. Here's a chance. Fletcher or Ladson, who knocked it through just in time. Hanson arrived with the boot. But well done. He was able to knock it through for a behind. And it's all tied up. Here's the incident involving Judd and Brown. Interesting.
Well, it'd warrant a little bit of scrutiny. Bateman for Hawthorn.
I thought that was a Hawthorn arm going over.
It's a bit hard to know, isn't it? That could be interesting. What if it was? Hunter to Rosa, and the Eagles doing some pressuring of their own end of the wind. Here's Lynch. Outside 50, but wind to contend with. The glove stays on. Is it the Malcolm Blight effect, or are we to assume that he's not having a shot?
Just left the glove on.
Loading up. He's loaded up with the glove on. Big launch from Morton. Didn't look like marking it. Cleverly done, Hunter. Fletcher. Judd. Awkward left footer. Hovers in the air. And again, the Hawthorn defence able to prize it away. Lewis, Ladson, Guerra, and the Hawks ride the storm out. Work the ball to Birchall.
Pretty important time here for a young Hawthorn team. The Eagles, we know, have got the belief. You know, they've won a premiership just recently. The Hawthorn team's coming. There are a lot of young players. You know, some of their older players aren't getting hold of the footy like they have been. It's a belief thing now versus ability.
Young gets it to Lewis. Running wide, Crowd. So they methodically work it forward, the Hawks. Crow this time, long inside attacking 50. Out comes Roughhead, ball to the back, chance for Hodge. You asked how he might play. Ooh, he almost got his hands on it for a second time in the last couple of minutes, but Braun retrieves the football to Cox. Run provided by Hunter. Awkward looking kick, but it's effective, and the mark's taken by Morton between half-back and wing. Loose player inside. Prittis got to him okay. And he's got a couple of runners around him. Judd and Fletcher decides to go forward of the play to Hearn, who tucks it under the arm, and away he goes. Sweeps the handball to Morton, who kept running. Morton, little left foot poking kick is okay. Lynch has got it in exactly the same spot he was a few moments ago from 60 metres.
So this is where a torp into the breeze would just be sensational. Cut back, aim for left-hand goal post, cut it back in.
He kicks to the top of the goal square. Hansen in good position. Fist from Bateman. Gillam. Effective hands to Guerra, to Bateman. Oh, dangerous handball back towards Sewell. He's surrounded, but somehow he's able to handball it wide to Bateman. He gives it up. Rose is in there, and eventually Guerra's pushed in the back. The umpire calls for it. In fact, it's out of bounds, so we'll get a boundary throw in.
Here's the tangle a moment ago. Chris Judd was in the middle of all that. You could just see his head, and
that is Judd's hand.
It looks as though it is. Withdrawn pretty quickly from Campbell Brown's face. Prittis, but Lewis takes it bravely, gives to Ladson. Now Crowd for Hawthorn. And the Hawks need to be doing some scoring in this quarter. For the moment, it's defence. Gillam, Crawford. Birchall back to Crawford.
Oh, he didn't look after him.
He called him to Shepherd, and he didn't.
Now it's McGlynn again, not hitting a target immediately with the kick. Boyle and Roughhead were his hopes. Strong stuff, though, from Glass, shunting the Hawthorn man over the line and giving the crowd plenty to think about. Hawthorn in attack, needing a goal. More than 6 minutes gone. They have their last shot at it with the wind in this quarter. Cox caressing it down. McGlynn's got it. Hodge, wrong side for him. Pretty good kick. Oh, that's a magnificent goal by Luke Hodge. The Hawks lead.
Alistair Clarkson, and early stages of the third quarter. Hawks by a goal. Compliments of Luke Hodge, who's had an impact, Malcolm, going forward. Out of the centre. Prittis somehow was able to wrest the ball towards Fletcher. Towards half forward, Gillam couldn't take it. Well, G. Hansen was held a long time in the tackle. Crowd, oh, he gave it straight to Brown, who was immediately tackled. Morton a chance. Great desperate stuff there by the Hawk defence. Ladson. Now Guerra. Crowd was the desperado across half-back, and now Lewis has got time and space at left half-back. Delivers over the top. Birchall, who was a lovely long kick. I wonder whether he'll use it here. Staker getting back to plug a hole as Birchall continues to run. Drives it long, deep into the pocket. Didn't take account of the wind. It was a poor kick in the end. And we'll get a boundary throw in deep in the left forward pocket for the Hawks.
A terrible position to put that ball, no matter what. Wrong side.
And a good chase by Big Lynch.
Sure.
On a 3-bounce run, and he kept him honest. And in the end, perhaps just caused him to hurry the disposal a little. Rough head against Cox here. Hawthorn attacking, Cox in control. Hearn, Staker, Fletcher, Judd. Beautiful takeaway by the Eagles. They're a wonderful team. And there's Big Lynch at the end of that chase, getting his breath back out on the wing, pumping long. The Eagles doing most of the attacking here. They're on top in midfield at the moment, but Hawthorn have the only goal of the quarter. Where's the boundary up? He was a little way behind.
He was a long way behind, Tim.
There used to be a train run down that wing, Chris. If it was still going, he might have caught it.
The geography lesson from Tin Lane, everyone.
So boundary throw in. Campbell doing battle with Cox. Good little handball. Beautifully done from Fletcher. But the kick from Hearn wasn't great. And the free kick to Hawthorn in the back pocket. McGlynn, who's been very good again this afternoon. What a wonderful year he's having. Runner-up in the Hawks, the Box Hill Hawks, best and fairest last year, elevated from the rookie list. Ben McGlynn, searching kick into the centre. It was intended for Crawford, just had too much on it. Crawford got Selwood out of the way. Now Bateman wants to take on Selwood and does. Brilliantly done, kicks it short. Franklin, not quite. Staker getting back to lend a hand. Again, he's loose in this quarter with the Eagles kicking against the wind, and they work it out as Selwood. Off to Brett Jones. Handball intended for Rosa. It's okay. Back to Rowan Jones, confronted by Ladson, but he got it back to Brett Jones. Braun. They've still got possession, the Eagles, although it's pretty laborious. Fletcher sweeps it wide to Cox. Now they can go forward.
This is terrific footy from the Eagles. This is a very good move. Hearn can have a go from 45 and drill it and scores a level again. And West Coast, as I said, getting on top in midfield, have dominated the clearances throughout, 23-7, stringing it together beautifully at the moment. It's neck and neck on the board, but they are beginning to win this game in the middle of the ground. Hawthorn, though, defy all that with the takeaway. Hodges' kick falls short. Staker is in the way. And the Eagles are starting to gain a foothold. Rosa.
Thanks, Joel. Hasn't gone.
No, chooses not to go. That boundary line option gives it back to Staker. Clever little loft for Selwood. Has to find the wobbling ball. Can't. Yes, he can. And the Eagles controlling it beautifully. Rowan Jones been a fine contributor all day. Prittis, rising star for West Coast. Now Michael Braun, perennial solid performer. Now Morton, who can kick a goal. The distance beyond him here. And Campbell hanging back. Oh, bad fumble. Gillum. Pressure here. Guerra, Crode. Goes for Osborne, but Hearn beats him.
Great mark by Hearn. Wasn't a great kick coming out from Crode. Didn't give Osborne the advantage. Hearn now kicks towards half-board. Beautifully weighted kick. Morton couldn't hold on. Chance for Braun. He runs inside 50. Bangs it away for goal and just misses. So halfway through this third quarter, and the Eagles really applying the pressure.
And in fact, they reach the lead for the first time all day, kicking into the wind. Half the quarter left, though. Still time for Hawthorn to do some damage. He played on, did he? Oh, that is unlucky. He was going to hand pass that out the side door. Michael Braun could not do anything really but respond instinctively. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Oh, that is unlucky.
Well, he didn't play on. He didn't go off his mark, and that was the key point.
What could he do if he was hand passing?
Well, there's not
your instincts take over.
Yeah,
don't
they do.
I don't know whether you've played the game at the highest level, Michael Christian, but I'm telling you, your instincts take over. The Hawks need a goal.
Now, I've just got to mention something here. You'll see in that contest there's a guy called Jared Roughhead. He's ended up on glass today, and I know sometimes Staker helps him out. Roughhead's had 2 touches.
Boundary throw in. Roughhead almost got his hands on that one. Seabeach well tackled by Franklin. Crawford paddles to his own advantage, but Judd takes over. Oh, great acceleration. Good chase though by Franklin. Rowan Jones, Prittis, and the Eagles. Here they come again. Confronted by Osborne. So he was able to get it off to Fletcher. Back to Rosa. In fact, Ladson was the chaser. Dangerous kick. So relayed free kick. Oh, gee, dubious advantage call there. Judd now can take advantage. Wobbly old kick across the ground. He's got plenty of time, has Prittis, to assess his options. And back in short. So they're able to regroup here, the West Coast, as Stengline marks.
It's just getting just in the back of the screen there, you'll see. Great kick from Stengline.
Off to Hearn. He drives it low inside attacking 50. Brown knocks it clear. Ladson. Dumped to the ground, numbers with the West Coast. Waters got it to Rosa. Kick around the body towards full forward. Again, the Hawks defence desperate. Jacobs, a little toe poke, gets as far as Young. He sweeps the handball to Mitchell. And here come the Hawks. They're away. A couple of bounces. Sam Mitchell Handball off to Osborne. Osborne drives it long. Bateman in a one-out contest. He scored, he almost took it, couldn't hold on. Roughhead, brilliant stuff. Great sidestep and gave it to Boyle. Should have kicked it himself. Hodge, for his second of the corner, he gets it.
Even the greats need a breather in this modern game. Chris Judd and Dean Cox both on the sidelines. That provides a little window for the Hawks, who have just regained the lead. 5-point margin. Seaby against Taylor, and Mitchell wins the hard ball. West Coast #1 in the comp for contested possession. Hawthorn #16. Here's a contested ball. Bateman wins it, but turns it over. Rowan Jones takes it over. Hawk fans felt he did so quite deliberately. No free kick. Chad Fletcher now leads the possession earners, but look, 4 of the top 5 are wearing blue and gold. And there's #1. Oh, strong tackle there. Fletcher goes to Selwood, got his kick away and was dumped. Jacobs, and that's good vision and a good ball. Beautifully delivered. Gillam up from defence. Grabs an opportunity and picks off Joel Smith.
Having a good 5 minutes here, the Hawks, aren't they? They just managed to get some scoreboard pressure on. They're probably going to need 3, I reckon, at least.
Shane Crawford laying that tackle. Now, here is an opportunity. Smith, veteran, 2-time All-Australian. Knows the Northern Tasmanian breezes pretty well. It's the Hawks by 11.
Watch with them.
Well, West Coast looked as though they were cruising a point up, but 2 quick goals to the Hawks and put them right back in the game. Jacobs floats it almost towards half forward. Coming out. Oh, great mark taken by Osborne. Now, he's got the wind at his back here. He can kick this, Michael Osborne. Gee, that's a terrific mark.
And you shouldn't say this, but I think there's a bloke sitting on the bench for the Eagles at the moment. They're having a bit of a rest, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a couple.
Is this how much Cox and Judd mean to them? It's turned, hasn't it?
He sets it out right. He brings it back and kicks a goal. 3 in 2 minutes for the Hawks.
Well, we showed you the stats illustrating West Coast's clearance domination. Chris Judd and Dean Cox both rested. Suddenly, Hawthorn have grabbed this game by the scruff of the neck. And still some minutes left in this 3rd quarter.
In the back.
Free kick to McGlynn.
Quite right.
Pushed by Prittis. Hawthorn doing everything right for the moment. Lewis's kick just not quite finding the target. Selwood, bones rattled a moment ago by Crawford. Brett Jones. This is the late inclusion for West Coast. Lacroix. Daniel Chick didn't line up. Rowan Jones. Big possession earner early.
Watch that mark, Sammy. Watch it, mate.
West Coast got to be careful here. Brett Jones. Fletcher. Leading possession earner on the ground. That's not much good. Franklin now. Test for him. Smaller players against him down low. Good tackling by Hawthorn. Lewis laying that one on Rosa. Eagles forced to work it under pressure. Braun giving it off. Glass out of defence. Stengline. Prittis. Inside he had Seaby. Elects to kick and does it well. Lacroix kicks quickly. Kicked too quickly. McGlynn arrives. Lacroix beat him. Great pressure again. The tackle was from Birchall. And Hawthorn are really taking it up to the champions.
He's a beauty, McGlynn, isn't he? He's been fantastic today, Ben McGlynn. And look at that, Malcolm. Chris Judd's been on the bench 13 minutes, and in that time, Hawthorn are 24 points up.
Yes, we did notice that, didn't we? That not one player shouldn't make that much difference, to be quite honest. But he's a great wheeler. He's a great one. But no, I mean, you can only. I mean, he's not going to always have great days. So you've got to see a team when he's not having a great day. It could be grand final day.
Seaby and Campbell. And again, the Hawthorn defence. They're tough.
I must follow that up too. That quite often you saw Kerr come on to replace Judd or vice versa, you know, in their little dosey-do. So Kerr missing, you know, in their quality midfield does hurt. But, I mean, this is what the seasons are all about.
Half forward for the Eagles. Lewis thrown out of it. Saw's handball missed the marks. EB Dimes on top of it. And again, umpire Ellis forced to call for it.
It's 22 games of qualification. You know, if you take one in isolation, you can get a big headline. But if you look over a whole period of time, 6 months, it'll unfold the right way.
Seaby favoured by the bounce. Out wide, Waters couldn't run onto it. Braun can. Off to Armstrong. He hoists it high to the top of the goal square. We're Punda.
Not to say, I was only going to say, what the Eagles haven't had is a crumbing forward. And Wirrapunda, we know, started down back today. But here he is now being moved up forward. And it's just been a lot of ball on the ground there. He is one of those players, I know he's marked that on his chest, but he's one of those players that can actually get one on the ground. Pretty important move, this, I'd suggest.
Cox and Judd have just come back.
Well, David Wirrapunda's kicked 8 goals 2 this year from set shots. He's kicked 14-6 for the year, so has been effective when thrust forward. Wirrapunda missing to the left, set it out to the left in the hope the wind would bring it back, and it didn't quite work for him. So margin back to 16 points in favour of the Hawks with 4 minutes left in the quarter.
Terrific support for both teams here today. Plenty of Eagles behind the sticks at that northern end of the ground. The Invermay Park end where Ricky Ponting cut his teeth playing grade cricket here with Mowbray.
The geography lesson continues.
He's got a blackboard and a pointer and I'd be in full flight, Malcolm. Guerra has McGlynn finding some space. Hasn't put a foot wrong all day. That's a lovely kick.
Oh, this is real. This is
Campbell.
Right.
Franklin now breaks free. Long way from home. Long ball. Big goal by Buddy Franklin. He was like a colt who had broken out of a paddock for the first time when he got it.
Great confidence from Campbell. He knew Braun was there and he still gave him the football. And his acceleration and his ability to sidestep was absolutely superb. And what a finish. So some real concerns now for John Worsfold. Hawthorn, 4 goals in 7 minutes. Beautiful tap from Campbell. McGlynn involved again. This time the kick is poor. Out wide. Gives Franklin another chance. Didn't want to bend over and pick it up and content just to see it over. So a boundary throw in. 1 goal 2 this afternoon for Lance Franklin. Just the 5 disposals. Cox props in front, beaten by Campbell. Mitchell at ground level. Tackled by Cox and Prittis, and the umpiring calls for it again.
Let him up, guys. Let him up straight away.
Handy break, 22 points. Eagles will have the wind in the final term. We'll get down to Mark Howard in just a moment. Campbell takes it out, did very well to Mitchell. Oh, geez, wrapped up aggressively by Judd. Howie.
Chris, you were talking about the wind. The wind favouring the right-hand side, as it has been all day, but it's definitely dropping in the last 10 or 15 minutes. And the roar when Buddy Franklin kicked that goal around the ground, quite incredible. Luke Hodge is now being picked up by Staker up forward. He's given the Hawks a real lift, Blighty, up forward, Hodgie.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he? He's been good.
The Eagles need a goal into the wind in the last 3 minutes of this quarter. Can they corral Birchall and force him into error? No, they can't. That is a very steady, well-controlled ball to Gillum, to Guerra. And Gillum there riding shotgun for him.
They're confident, aren't they?
Has Osborne inside. It's a low-scoring game, and the Eagles look as though they're going to have to score at least 4 goals in the last quarter to win it. That won't be easily achieved. Smith, probing ball into the 50. Lewis was at the end of it. Cox bringing it to Staker. Cooley breaking away. Mongrel kick. Lacroix got the bounce he needed. Prittis. And Lynch goes via the cape. Delivers it reasonably safely. Judd the Shepherd. Wirrapunda the error. Sewell to Osborne. Sits it up. Lewis will have to win it out here under pressure. Helps it to Hodge. Can he do it again? He's done it twice in this quarter. He has done the hat-trick.
Luke Hodge, just the second time in 97 games that he's kicked 3 goals. So
yeah, doesn't make a difference.
He's done it in the third quarter here and given the Hawks a wonderful advantage as we get close to three-quarter time. McGlynn again having an impact in the centre square. Young, Sewell, out wide. Chance for Birchall. Kicks it deep into the pocket. Lewis, yes, he's got it. Oh, thought about going on. Curls it round. Curls it round. He's kicked another.
Purchase a...
He's having a little smile to himself, Alistair Clark.
Of course you can. You're allowed, hey, listen, you're allowed to, but you're allowed to actually show emotion as a coach. You can show emotion, you know.
We might be seeing a young team come of age here.
Oh, absolutely.
Against the competition yardstick, who looked as though they were taking control of the game. Hawthorn have found another level. The Eagles are in desperate trouble. They have just over a minute to start working their way back. And they're working their way around in a big circle right now. Prittis mown down. Throw in. The Hawk fans on very good terms with themselves. Hawthorn have kicked 7 goals in a devastating third quarter.
Off the ball, Luke Hodge is telling everyone where to stand in the forward line. That is sensational. Watch this. There's blokes with room here. If they can get this forward, it's going to be a real competitive forward line.
Do they take a risk? Birchall takes it wide.
And I must say that the young fella Rufford was off the ground too. I mean, just leave that one alone for now, but it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up.
They might be happy to soak up the seconds here unless the door somehow opens very wide in their faces. They know there's not long left. Brown takes it out wide, and big Simon Taylor, former rower from Tasmania, to Jacobs, former bomber. Late inclusion here today.
What do you think about this, Malcolm? With the wind? With the wind?
No, I just think what you do is once you get it split, now run. Now take them on. Run! For goodness sake, run and take them on. Your teammates will lead at you. Oh, for someone... I just don't understand. You've got the other team on cold.
You've got the wind behind your back.
And you've got them cold.
Yep.
Anyhow.
For anyone who was wondering, Malcolm didn't like it. The Hawk fans loved that third quarter. It was one they might remember for a long time. They started at all level. They lost the lead for the first time. They regained it, and they have swept to a 34-point lead at the last change. And Malcolm, it might be a match winner.
Well, all indications are that that probably is the case. However, the Eagles aren't the champ for nothing. It's under 6 goals. The first 3 goals, the 3-goal series, Tim. If the Eagles can get the first 3 goals in the first 7 or 8 minutes, there's still a chance.
The Heat on West Coast, they need 6 goals to win this game.
Playing kick behind the game, probably. I mean, but everyone does it now. So
Hawthorn, final quarter underway, lead by 34 points. Campbell straight to Prittis. Eagles need an early goal. The kick towards half forward. Lynch fighting hard, has his arm strong. Rowan Jones did well. Rosa, Morton. Been very useful from 60. Bangs it on the boot to the goal square. Hunter, oh, he should have marked it. He let it bounce. It bounces back to him. He can't do anything with it. Armstrong, oh, gee, was he taken high? No, the umpire wants to bounce it. Should have tried to mark that, Adam Hunter.
I'm a believer in that. Are you?
Yes.
And people say that was hungry or a bit selfish, but that's untrue, isn't it? You don't agree with that, do you?
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah.
He should have gone for it. It's easy sitting up here, though. Ladson. Gillam concedes, and Hawthorn will be happy with that. They can build from defence, but certainly the Eagles need some early goals.
And coming out with a real sense of purpose. This is a great test for both teams. Margin 33. The odds very much Hawthorn's way. Guerra to Crode. And he goes long, and he goes very accurately to McGlynn, who was going to have 2 against him if that kick wavered in its direction.
I mean, you look at a player like this fella and you say, phew, did we get it all wrong when he was 17 or 18? I mean, some mature later. As I said, it's a great for everyone playing footy.
Hearn getting over Lewis's shoulder. 2 solidly built young players in combat with each other there. And it's the Hawk who comes out on top. Crode again. Hawthorn can afford to be patient in this final term. Birchall to Ladson. And every movement here soaks up seconds. I don't think Jeff Kennett or any other Hawthorn fan would find it in the least appalling. Crawford out wide for Boyle. A couple of first half goals were important. This would be a real tester from out on the boundary. Doesn't even try for it. He's done well. And the maligned Jared Roughhead will line them up.
Yes, a couple of touches only in a day of footy, a couple of points, but he's picked. Sadly, he's got the best one, and he just slipped last there. I don't know. I was looking away. I didn't expect the ball to go to him.
Gee, this will make it tough for the Eagles.
Oh,
he kicked their first goal. He has just missed that. The margin is 34 points.
Keep coming. Back.
It's 3 points he's kicked, Tim.
No, he missed with an early shot. Thanks, Malcolm.
Cox to Brett Jones. Staker. And he finds Waters at half back. Not a lot of flow in the Eagles play at the moment. They'll need to finish full of running. Helicopter towards the centre wing. Rosa can't control it. Support from Morton, who's been very good. Now Judd on the ground to start this final term, as you would expect. High towards half forward. A good contest coming from Crow. Ladson dives on the ball. Gee, somehow he got boot to ball. Birchall couldn't control it. Lacroix perhaps could have given it off to Lynch. Instead gives it to Armstrong, who gives it to Lynch. Deep on the boundary line. And well done, Guerra. Just fends it off goalkeeper style through for a rushed behind.
And the Hawks waste no time. Lewis down in the back half. Well controlled to Campbell. Good movement. Mitchell. Young. Hawthorn dangerous here. Taking it quickly into their 50, but strong work from Brett Jones. Boyle made it a contest. Crawford, the veteran, from 45. He might have iced it. The Hawks could be home.
It's that.
39 points the advantage. It's a long way back here for the Eagles. Cox against Campbell. Campbell beats him. Lewis.
Hold the ball.
Took a long time to get rid of it.
Wow.
Lucky he wasn't penalised. Prittis almost threw it out to Morton. Looping handball from Morton to accommodate Armstrong. Escapes the Mitchell tackle. Then drives it long to the goal square. Need a mark from someone. At the fall, a chance for Rowan Jones. He's pushed in the back. No free kick. Lacroix. He's got Stengline. Oh, great smothering tactics though by Brown. But he snaps around the body. It's close. It's a goal. The Eagles get one back.
The late inclusion, Mark Lacroix, gives the Eagles a desperately needed shot in the arm. They need 6 more of those minimum to be able to win this game. The bounce crooked. Cox brings it cleanly down and Judd steals it from Mitchell. Lovely probing ball. Hunter up, palmed it, hoping for Lacroix. Campbell Brown there sees it over. The Hawks, an up and united bunch here, going for their 5th consecutive win at their Tasmanian fortress. Taking on the might of the West Coast Eagles. Cox in front. Braun can't escape. Hawks keep it tight. Prittis. Hunter's been thrown forward, as he so often is when West Coast are in trouble. There'll be a ball up.
Didn't see it high. Didn't see it. Behind you, Geordie.
Umpire Jeffrey in control.
Need a goal here. They need crummers.
30 metres from their goal. Rowan Jones fists it clear. Rosa, Campbell Brown will be first to arrive. Oh, good handball, sets Crow away. Good chase though from Rosa, just put enough pressure on. Kick to half forward, Boyle and Brett Jones. Well done, Boyle, found it somehow at ground level. Around the body into the pocket, Franklin got rid of Staker. Boundary line too close, boundary throw in. Right forward pocket for Hawthorn. As we look at the Eagle bench, Weir, Punda, Hansen, Armstrong.
I just wonder.
Take your time, Chrissy.
For Pando, I know he hasn't had a great day, but I just don't. Yeah.
Is that the field umpire talking to the boundary umpire? Suck it in. I think it is.
Cox controlling those bring downs, but no escape for Judd. Hawthorn a hungry team. Fletcher, that was clever. And Waters is away. And the Eagles have really got to put it together from here. Rowan Jones to Morton. Priddis under the pump. Rowan Jones kept coming. That was a good move. Can't see much up ahead. Stengline just had to go the spoil. There was no marking power. Campbell Brown. Smith. And Hodge, who really sparked Hawthorn when he went forward and kicked 3 goals in that third quarter. Sewell for Young. Waters arriving just a moment too late. Hawthorn's ball. The Hawks have control of it, but their fans are still on tenterhooks.
Just while this game unfolds, I'd love to see Hodge now go forward and kick another goal. You know, to get a 4-goal game and ice the game up the other end, not save it at the back end. I mean, they're going to play some bigger games now, Hawthorn.
Oh, it's
you
a good
want to
kick
know what
from
you've got.
Birchall, and the marks taken by Boyle inside attacking 50. Gee, it's a tough shot from there with this wind coming left to right as he comes in to kick it. At the moment, Malcolm, he's stationed across half-back Luke Hodge. 3 wonderful goals in the third quarter to set Hawthorn away. So Tim Boyle has kicked a couple. Starts at left, brings it back. That is a superb effort from outside 50.
John Worsfold having to ring the changes, reach into the deck for a card that might win him a trick. He's not taking too many at the moment. It's the Hawks in control, dominating this game. Mitchell, long ball. Glass stands in the way. But they have to switch the action to the other end. Selwood back to Glass. And out wide to Rosa. Nothing immediately up ahead. Has to wait for some movement. Gives to Hearn. Margin 39 points. Almost impossible now to see the Eagles kicking the goals that they would need to win the match. Lynch. Rosa. Priddis. Rosa again. Hearn. When he goaled in the third quarter and gave the Eagles the lead, they looked to be gaining a stranglehold. Here's Staker. Franklin comes after him. Long ball. Big fly from Lacroix. Hodge is there. Brown keeps it alive. That's confidence for you. The Hawks with their tails up. Good tackle, Staker. Dispossessed Roughhead and then won the ball. Well played by Staker. Judd, not exactly the apple of the Apple Islanders' eyes at the moment. Centering ball, but big and strong. Simon Taylor.
Taylor's got a loose player at half-back. Wasn't the greatest of kicks. Sets Lewis a task. Is he up to it? Or somehow he handballed to the noise, to the voice of Joel Smith, who tries to break through a couple. In the end, got a handball away. That was good enough according to the umpire. Braun uses Seaby. Now Morton. The Eagles desperate for a goal. He kicks inside, attacking 50. Judd clean with the hands. Great handball. Stengline should kick a goal, and he misses from just 20 metres.
And he had a Lacroix. It was a pretty easy shot, but Lacroix would have run all the way into the open goal had he dished it off.
And there's the anguished look from Tyson Stengline.
The Eagles looking a little defeated. Not something you expect to hear yourself saying.
No,
and Chance Bateman captaining Hawthorn. What a day.
Yeah, he started off beautifully, didn't he? Look, everyone's going to lose games. This is, you know, the Eagles won't be real happy with this, I can assure you. But as I said, it's a 6-month marathon, and oh well, we respect them as a footy club, but today they've been well and truly outplayed.
Bateman, the hunted. The hunter is Hunter. Line ball. 11 minutes left. John Worsfold's team needs 7 goals. They won't be conceding yet, but they've got to do a heck of a lot right. Sam Mitchell, quickest hands in the West or the East. Brown to Guerra. And that is a very well-weighted ball for Joel Smith from 45. He just missed.
Eagles quick to bring it in. Staker finds Waters. Handball to Lynch wasn't great. Good pressure coming from Young. Lynch did well to keep his feet. He now loses them, but he's able to get the handball to Weir Punda, who cleverly kicks it inboard. The mark taken by Seaby. Waters off to Brett Jones. Fletcher. And they effect the transfer. Out wide, Braun. Bateman in pursuit. Now, Braun's got support behind him from Selwood. Rosa, but gee, they're taking the long way about it, the West Coast. Rosa's handball's okay. Brett Jones back to Rosa. Now here's an opportunity. Rosa to go for goal from 50 metres. He jams it on the boot and kicks a behind. It's not their day today, the West Coast Eagles.
The big birds are meeting a bigger bird today. A hawk. Danny Jacobs.
Actually, it's the last two meetings down here we've spoken about before the game that the Eagles have only got across the line, and you would have said that Hawthorn was an inferior team then to what it is now. So it's almost like the form guide reads pretty good.
This will be the fourth time they've played here. Hawthorn had won only one of them previously. They look like squaring the ledger. Waters to Judd, and they're making it look like hard work. Rosa out wide for Lynch, up on the half-back flank. He gives to Hansen.
Back 2 metres, back 2 metres.
No excuses, Hawthorn have been too good. Eagles lose a bit of structure when this lad's out, isn't he? You know, with that finger as how he's told us most of the day, on and off the ground.
It's mine.
Hoping for Glass, who's gone forward, and he doesn't let him down. He might be the new Hunter. This is Braun. Morton back to Glass. 5-2 Hawthorn's way. Lacra's got it. Kicked one like this earlier in the quarter. Oh, he likes those.
Yeah.
So the margin 32 points. Alistair Clarkson would have been very excited with what he saw in the third quarter. And the Hawks still in control. Seaby wins it down towards Fletcher. Draws a player, loops a handball over the top. Rosa, Stephen Armstrong now. Just hoists it high, deep inside, attacking 50. And the umpire's done here. Yeah, free kick. Gets Ashley Hansen, and it'll be taken by Stephen Gillum. That's what's ahead of him. Not too much movement. Thought about across the ground, then decides to go short. It's okay. Mark taken by Hodge, who set this Hawthorn side alight in the third quarter with 3 goals. Campbell. As we tick down to 8 minutes of game time left in the match. Osborne. Bateman moves for him over the back. Well done, good desperate stuff. Tries to knock it forward to the advantage of Franklin. 2-on-2 contest. Hunter and Bateman, and the umpire calls for it. So the Hawks will be happy with that. A bounce on their half-forward flank.
7.5 minutes and a few seconds left in the game. Hawthorn holding West Coast pretty safely at bay. Fletcher needed clean hands there. So another throw in. Hawthorn by 32.
Play on!
Both big men on for the Hawks at the moment. Seaby, Prittis, Waters, Fletcher squirting it around. Highest disposal team in the comp. Morton, Braun, Rowan Jones having a heap of it today. Back to Braun. Now Seaby, Bart, they're being forced into a corner. The Hawks are relentless. They won't let them go. Ball up.
Tackle straight away.
It's funny when you get to this stage in a game, isn't it? And you know, we all know what the result's going to be, and so does that fella there. But you start to look forward a bit, don't you? Think, well, the Hawks now, well, they've got to play Port next week.
My ball.
I think in Adelaide, yeah.
Another big challenge for them.
Port Power in Adelaide.
Luke Hodge again getting involved. As he does again, he tries to find the handle, was held. Mitchell also there for Hawthorn.
Port Adelaide in Adelaide, Melbourne.
Yeah.
They hate being called Port Power. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know.
Is that why you did it?
I don't know. You want me to think at this stage of the game?
Taylor.
Oh, dear me.
Bateman tackled immediately.
Let's look at the little scenario. Eagles have lost. This is going to be their second loss. Yeah. But if the Hawks can get over Port and Port don't win, does that put Hawthorn, say, second?
Well, it almost will, because they'll be 6-3 after today. Fletcher on the non-dominant side. Taylor, who's been very good. Hudge, gee, gave it up that time. Rose up from 45, tries to pull it back. He can't. And scrapes it in for a behind.
Now, if that happens, I'll guarantee you now that Hawthorn will play finals for the first time in a long while.
If they
can beat Port next week.
I'll guarantee you. I don't bet on footy. I'll have a lotto ticket with you, Michael, if you disagree with it.
Move it on. Fly on.
They've got to make sure they don't mess this up first. They don't look like doing it. It could happen.
Malcolm,
you're a former coach.
No,
you're presuming an outcome.
No.
I'm shocked.
Would you like a lotto ticket on that right now, Tim?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
But funny things happen.
Yeah.
Saw a game between North Launceston and City South here many years ago where there was a huge swing in the last quarter.
Oh, no.
I won't tell you about it.
That's it there.
Hawthorn's ball.
Yours, Brett.
And the Hawks happily soaking up time right now. Gillum, Guerra, that's not good. That's the sort of thing that could bring it undone. Rapanda giving it to Morton. The goal is unguarded. The kick is long, but it's wide. And the lead is 30 points. They need 5 goals.
5 goals. No, well, I suppose it's not impossible, but I'll take you on. I'll still have the ticket with you if you wish.
Oh, let's do it.
Inside 50s now. 51 to the West Coast, 48 to Hawthorn. And each team has had 23 scoring shots, but it's a 5-goal advantage to Hawthorn. Jacobs.
And the Eagles have had 80 more possessions, but, you know, they have got that handball through the middle of the ground, and, you know, 8 times out of 10 it works for him, hasn't today.
Campbell. Out wide to Boyle, who slides and marks on his chest. Been very good again today, Tim Boyle. 7 marks, 12 disposals, kicked 3 goals. Been a good target up forward. Crawford chips it wide, had to be precise and was to Osborne. Too far out to score, kick and a half from goal. There's Trent Crode on the forward line, leading and accepting. Gee, that was a good kick. And Trent Crode, as you can see, the angle acute. And with the wind coming from left to right as he comes in to kick this, it is a difficult shot. We saw Tim Boyle kick a wonderful goal from further out than this on a similar angle earlier on in this quarter. Can Trent Crode emulate that? Couple of steps, kicks it across the face. Contest in the pocket, almost the mark to Hodge. He fights on the ground level. Umpire letting it go, eventually calling for it.
He snuck forward, I missed that.
Yep. Looking for that 4th goal, Malcolm.
Yeah.
So Seaby to do battle with Robert Campbell. Hawthorn. Oh, great tap to Mitchell by Campbell. He just couldn't quite bring it back far enough. And kicks it out on the full.
Mitchell before the game. There is a lot of brown and gold in the audience here in the crowd, isn't there? They've really...
yeah, there's great support for the Hawks.
Yeah. It's been a noisy crowd too. It's been good.
That's it, Tim.
And support for the Eagles too. Tasmanian footy fans have their teams and they support them as rabidly as any community in the country. Oh, fine mark, Campbell Brown. We're into the last 5 minutes. The Hawks lead by 30 points. And it appears that there'll be no comeback. And if Malcolm Blight is right and the Hawks manage to hang on to this game, it won't stop the Eagles from creating some history. They look like achieving the highest number of possessions ever scored by a team that lost the game. Record held by Hawthorn, set this year in round 5 when they were beaten by the Bulldogs at 411. The Eagles currently on 408 possessions. Here is Ladson speculating with the left boot, and the Hawks know they've got it now.
We don't have...
They are back, Tim.
Well, Peter McKennie used to say it's much too early to write them off, and he was right.
Well, I haven't seen Jeff Kennett pull the jacket off and reverse it. I'm sure he will in a couple of minutes. Taken by Fletcher. Hurries the kick towards half forward. Judd and Sewell have been not too far apart from each other all day. Probably the most glaring moment they were apart was when Chris Judd spent 10 or 12 minutes on the bench in the third quarter, in which time Hawthorn managed 6 goals. As we look at the games to come for West Coast, the Kangaroos at Subiaco Oval, the Bombers, St Kilda back at Subi, and then they make the trek to Amy Stadium to play the Adelaide Crows. Brown, Birchall, desperate stuff from Birchall. Lewis, the wonderful goal as well in the third quarter, hacks it to the line. Now, what's the umpire going to do here? Is that deliberate? No. Throw it in, says umpire Rosebery. And the Hawks.
Yes, well, that's another major test next week as they go to Adelaide. Huge game for them. 36-point lead to Hawthorn. The most impressive aspect of this has been that this wasn't the case of a classy opponent having a bad day. The Eagles had worked hard and looked as though they were gaining control of the game in the third quarter, and Hawthorn hit a new level. Cox into half forward. Glass up forward for West Coast. Desperate manoeuvre by John Worsfold. Seaby, Fletcher ran into Joel Smith, who stripped him of the footy. Hodge, beautifully done. Lewis. They are growing in poise and confidence, these young Hawks. They are a team going places. Hunter, Waters, Cox, Hearn, and the Eagles are going the long way home. Now they start to go forward. Selwood to Brett Jones, and Glass takes a good mark.
Geez, look at those 2 marks been. He's taken this quarter.
Now, what's his goal shooting like from outside 50? Just 1 goal this season, 8 in his career, and he doesn't quite manage to add to it. Still the Hawks by 35. He quite liked it.
I'd say that John Worsfold and Peter Simic should be talking there and saying, geez, Darren Glass has taken 2 great catches, I should say marks, in the forward line in the last quarter. We wonder.
Young at half-back for Hawthorn, and Hawthorn just content at the moment just to maintain possession. Blistering third quarter where they kicked 6 goals in 12 minutes. Mitchell happy just to take it over, and they trailed at that stage with the advantage of the win, I might add, by a point midway through the quarter, and the Eagles look to be in pretty much control, but from nowhere they were able to kick the 6 goals. 3 to Luke Hodge. Well done. Pushing Sewell off was Judd. Kicks it high to the goal square. Jacobs in a good spot here, and he goes back and marks comfortably for Hawthorn.
Danny Jacobs back in a more natural spot, having played much of the day up forward. Gillam, Guerra, and very steady down the back. At his 3rd club, he'll be enjoying life at this happy team called Hawthorn. Campbell Brown, one of the real hard men of the modern game. And the Hawks now can just frustrate the Eagles by playing some keepings off. And it is Hawthorn's day at Aurora Stadium. A win to really send out a loud message. This is a young team on the way. It's a loud message across the land, Malcolm Blight. Hawthorn are here.
They certainly are, Tim, and very impressive as they have been. I must say, it wasn't their stars today, I didn't think. I thought it was just a good, even performance. Some of the unknowns that are now becoming known, and this is usually the upsurge in a footy club. You know, some of the senior players were a bit down, but the youngsters are really growing a leg. And that man there in Sewell had a great contest. Both effective.
Mark Howard.
Down with Luke Hodge. Well, Hodge, you haven't beaten the Eagles since 2003. It's just a wonderful day for the club.
Oh, yeah, it is. Well, they're missing a few players, but we know we're such a big ground and we're such a fit side that as long as we could stay competitive with them through midfield and hopefully we could run them off their feet towards the end of the game, and that's what happened.
What about your own game? You seem to enjoy going forward, kicked 3 goals there in the third quarter, and really a bit of celebration out there as well.
Well, Dimmer doesn't let me go on the forward line. Actually, I think the first 3 shots were points, so hopefully I made up to him. So.
They seem to enjoy the Hawks, this Tassie crowd, don't they?
Oh, we love coming down here. It's just listen to them. They're a great bunch, and every time we come down, we get great support. And every time we go out for clinics, and there's always supporters there. So hopefully, every time we come down, they keep coming out because, as I said, we've got a pretty good record down here, and hopefully can continue.
Well done, Luke.
Thanks, mate.
3 third-quarter goals from Luke Hodge. It was a long way here for the Eagles. It will be an even longer way home. What do we make of their performance today?
Oh, disappointing. I think they'll be disappointed in that, particularly during that third quarter, which I guess we've always said is the premiership quarter. They were in control of the game, into the breeze, and then gave it up.
Hawthorn had their first Indigenous leader today, Chance Bateman. He's with Mark Howard.
Chance, a great win and a great day for you as captain of the club. When did you find out?
I found out just during the week. Ben has asked if I wanted to do it, and I was more than happy to. Had full support from the skipper and the rest of the boys. It's a good result.
It seemed to go well with you. You started the first quarter absolutely on fire.
Yeah, it started all right. Just burnt out towards the end there. Didn't see much of it, but just the boys worked hard all day, and to beat the top side down here. Good for the fans, good for the supporters, and real good confidence booster for the boys.
Well done, skipper.
Cheers, mate. Thanks.
As a former skipper, and he didn't have a lot of it, but when he kicked that goal in the last quarter that just about put the seal on it, you could see the youth start to flow back through him. He was very excited.
Yeah, it's actually, was it Prittis on him, did a pretty good job, but you know, Clarkson, he's right, Alistair's right now, he's happy man.
Hasn't he done a great job? He's been prepared to build this team from the bottom, and he's getting results.
He made some courageous changes that weren't all happy at the time.
Yeah.
And the support. And the support from aboard.
A big day for the Hawks in Launceston, winners over the Eagles by 35 points.
But Braun retrieves the